Defensively, I thought we were outstanding, consistent, in all 5 games. I mean, they are definitely the straw that's stirring this drink. I mean, they're we felt strongly coming out last year about our group, and had a great offseason and everything leading up to this. But boy, they're just playing lights out. We expected a heavy run game coming from the Rams, but when we had our opportunity to pressure, I thought our guys were outstanding. Obviously, the 3 takeaways were huge and a big part of our victory.
Mike Towers with ESPN. Can you describe the feeling you guys have when you're coming off the field and hearing these fans in the Way Stadium, just doing what they're doing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's unbelievable. Just driving in here today. I mean, I think of the 100 fans that I know I personally saw, there's 80 of them were Cowboy fans. So and that obviously held up once the game got going. So the crowd was phenomenal. I mean, it was a great atmosphere. Obviously, a beautiful day here. Playing against the defending champion. So what a great day for football, and just really proud of our football team that they're staying true to our formula. We need to get better, and we recognize that. But I thought Kellen did an excellent job sticking in the run and really getting the time of possession back in the second half. And and Dan and then Dan and the defense were just outstanding. And they special teams, they hit us on the fake punt, but I think Bones and the special teams group coming in right off of D-Law's return, and then coming right back with a block punt. So you want to start fast. The energy is good. Actually, it's refreshing as a coach when you have a really good week of preparation, and then you feel strongly going into the game, and then your team goes out and performs what they do. So great confidence. A little more nice chunk of confidence comes with this win, and we're going to have a great plane ride home, and then we got a big one obviously in Philadelphia Sunday night.
Second straight week, your defense gets a situation where they're getting plus territory.
Yeah.
Holding the point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a huge sequence. You think about it, having a first down, and then then you had the holding penalty, and then that obviously affected the punt, and they got the return, and our defense, that clearly to me was the biggest stop of the day. To hold them to 3 and not let them get any momentum. So huge stop for our defense.
The team continues to rise to the occasion in moments like this. Defense, even offensively, every time Cooper didn't have a great day passing, but every time you got to get behind, he needs to score.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every team I know I've been a part of, the connection and the commitment in the locker room is the key. Everyone wants to talk about talent and experience, awareness, but the glue, and what we got going here, Kinsuji, if you want to really dive into it, is so true about these guys. I mean, hey, we got a lot of football left to play. We're 4-1. Got 12 regular season games, but this group has come together quickly, and they're accountable, but they keep things in perspective. We know that we haven't played our best game yet this year, but it's exciting to be at 4-1 in that position. So a lot of excellent football today. I felt like we played the way we needed to play to beat this team. A team we had a tremendous amount of respect coming into. So this is an excellent win for us.
Obviously had a 1 week run, but other than that, we're able to minimize them out of the game. What did you do well?
Well, I mean, I just got to give credit to our guys, but we have a tremendous amount of respect with Cooper Kupp. Just wait, and then the way he started the game. He's their feature player, and so instinctive and aware. Has obviously the skill set speaks for itself, but he's someone that when you're competing against you definitely keep your eye on him. So I can't say enough about how he performs. Definitely. I mean, DA is, when I first arrived here in 2020, I mean, he was a special teams, just phenom for us, and then finally was given some opportunities in the D line. But it's been so cool to watch him just continue to grow, and he's just an exceptional, instinctive, aware football player. I mean, it's he's been putting pressure on punters for as long as I've known him. So it's something obviously we felt good about, and he hit it. And but once again, just to get us started there with those first two series was huge.
Your thoughts on Sam Williams? He's seen him blossom here.
Oh, so proud of Sam. I mean, it's just great when you see a young guy. He got more opportunities today. I don't know exactly what his play count was, but the plan was to get him some more opportunities today. And then when Micah had the the tight groin, we limited some of his snaps in the second half, and and obviously the ones he did play on, he was impactful. But yes, Sam, just a huge play there at the end. But I thought he was very disruptive. He's doing a good job on special teams, and he's playing with more awareness and discipline. So I'm really proud of the step that he made this week.
One of the big storylines around this Dallas Cowboys team throughout the first 5 weeks of the season has been, has Mike McCarthy earned enough credit? Now, the defense has certainly earned their credit. 19 points in week 1, 17, then 16, then 10, and 10 again today against the Los Angeles Rams. But Mike McCarthy's an offensive coach. So, Barry, is that why that conversation's out there where he isn't necessarily earning that credit?
That could be the case, but I still don't understand why he's not getting a lot more credit than he should, or that he's not getting yet so far. Because if you look at it, he's the guy that helped put all this together. He's the one that got rid of Nolan after their disappointing season, brought in Dan Quinn to help out this defense, who's done an amazing job with this defense so far, and he entrusted Kellen Moore to get this offense right, and they've done a good job so far. So to me, I believe he deserves more credit. And also, when you talk about the discipline issue, last year penalties were a huge topic about this team. Early on this year, it was a huge topic on this team, but slowly but surely, he's been able to make this a more disciplined team. They've only had 5 penalties this game for 42 yards. So to me, I think the culture has shifted, and he deserves a lot more credit for that.
I just think that he's not looking for it. As you see the interview there, he's throwing it everywhere. He said what a great job Kellum is doing adjusting his game plan and how he called plays. More of a run coach now. He's giving it all to Dan Quinn. Hey, this is the lifeblood of our team. This guy's not seeking any fame. He knows at the end of the year, more wins than losses will make him be where he needs to be in this thing.
You're exactly right. And it'll continue to be a conversation. It's Dallas Cowboys Nation. You're going to have these debates. But splash plays have been something that McCarthy and Quinn have both talked about. Micah Parsons and Dorrance Armstrong each had some splash plays. We'll hear from them when we come back. It was a team effort on the defensive side of the football. 5 team sacks in the win over the Los Angeles Rams. They're now up to 20 in the NFL season. But it was a team effort between a couple of guys. Dorrance Armstrong, he had a big-time sack that was recovered for a fumble, the first touchdown of the game that DeMarcus Lawrence recovered. And then Micah Parsons, he also had a couple splash plays, 2 sacks in the ballgame. Let's hear from both after the win.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing, you know, that's the thing with game plans. You know, people key on certain players, and you know, it creates opportunities for other people.
fire.
And you know, when it's a good time to step up, you got to step up and make those plays. So that way, you get more play time. Like I said, it's a fight for play time. There's so many good players on this roster and this defense that you know you want to keep trying to be better every week.
5 different opponents so far this season. All 5 have failed to score multiple touchdowns on you guys. What does that say about this defense?
That we're for real, you know. I don't care, just like the year before, I don't care what people had preseason, what people said about us, how they don't talk about us. But we're going to keep proving this every week. You know, this is serious.
Can we turn a little bit? Sorry, can we turn towards the locker room a little bit? Thank you. This way. Yep, thank you.
Mike, do you believe you guys have the best defense in the league right now?
Yes.
What does it say about just the way you guys have been able to set the tone game in and game out?
It just says that, you know, we're hungry. I don't think it's just me. I think it's everybody out there, and we trust each other 100%. And everybody's just been giving it all, trying to build their role in this team. And like I said, make their plays.
Did you think there was a chance that you weren't going to be able to play in the second half?
No, not at all.
You think that just getting on the bike, that was enough? What else did you have to do?
Just take my leg up, you know what I'm saying, make sure I just kept it in place and things like that. But there's nothing I wouldn't do to get out there in that field.
Mike, I'm sure y'all were confident in training camp, but even before that. Have you learned anything new about the defense during this one?
Yeah, you know, one thing I would say I learned about it is that we're tougher. I think we all realize we're tougher and we're better than we thought we were. And that says a lot. I mean, we know we were going to be really good, but, you know, it's one thing to talk about it and it's another thing to do it. And we've been doing it, and that just holds a lot of value. Oh man, it was amazing, man. Cowboys Nation, we appreciate you. You guys made this feel like a home game, man. The atmosphere here. I mean, last year with the Chargers, even this year, it was amazing, man. It's just kudos to Cowboys Nation and the way to take over.
Next week, Eagles. You guys see that as a great barometer, a good test around? I mean, how do you view that upcoming matchup? Is that a big game for you guys?
I mean, of course, it's a division game. I mean, you know, they're the only undefeated team in the league. I mean, we got to come to play. I mean, we got to keep doing what we're doing, and we got hope. They got a really explosive offense, but you know, we got a really explosive defense, and we got to show it next week. It's going to be a true test.
Hey, Michael, can you talk about the confidence of this team has gained in Cooper Rush as a backup? You think about when Dak went down in week 1, obviously Cooper had been around, but to win these games with him in the fashion that you've won.
I mean, honestly, I don't think there's no drop-off. I mean, Coop goes against us every week. I mean, he's faced, you know, one of the best defenses all through our training camp. I mean, he prepares like if he's going to come out here and start. And that's been going since last year. So, I mean, his preparation, everything he's came through the game, and just kudos to him, man. Like, I don't think we thought there would be a drop-off at the quarterback position. Our belief and trust in Coop has been nothing more than 100.
Last question for Mike. Do you feel like you guys sent a message with this being the defending Super Bowl champs and beating them in the
No message. We just letting. I mean, I think because it's just not the defending champs; it's everybody we face. I mean, it's just letting y'all know that we coming.
You know, because
I just always stay in a student of the game.
What does it say as far as Dan Quinn being able to come in? This is only his second year with the team, and being able to flip the offense from arguably worst in the league to best in the league in only 2 seasons.
He's a hell of a coach. He holds us to high standards and expectations, and we accept it.
George, what can you say about the way this defense set the tone? You had it, the strip sack, the block punt. Just what does that say about this defense? And Zeke just gave the kudos to you guys too after this one.
Appreciate that from him. But no, that's what we hold our head on. That's how we our mindset every game, every week we practice. We start over on Wednesday, and we focus on that, and that's what we want to do: start fast and control the tempo.
Do you guys believe you have the best defense in the league right now?
Absolutely.
How many block punts for you in your career?
2.
When was the other one?
Last year against Atlanta.
What's the key for that for you? Coming from the middle like that.
Just details and understanding spacing.
What was the point of emphasis for you for that line, especially going up against Stafford and that O-line? They've been rotating through 9 different guys. They got a banged-up O-line. What was your approach going into this?
Just to try to be as dominant as I can. Always make plays and just know that we were the better D-line tonight.
Now you got the
2 sacks for Micah Parsons, 1 for Dorrance Armstrong. It was a strip sack that was recovered for a touchdown. Then you had Osa Odigizua and Jordan Lewis getting in the fold as well. 5 total sacks, 20 on the season, and they got after Matthew Stafford throughout that ball game. Barry, how did the Cowboys do it again, and how does Dan Quinn continue to switch things up to keep opposing offenses off balance?
Well, like you guys said earlier in Isaiah's breakdown, they play selfless defense and they work together as a whole, and it confuses those offensive linemen out there. When you're getting different looks each and every snap you have out there, it's going to confuse you. And it's not a lot of blitzing like we've seen in the past, a lot of blitzing from the secondary or from the linebackers. It's a lot of just 4-man rush, but they use a lot of different stunts out there, and it confuses that offensive line, and they're able to get to the backfield, and they're making the quarterback's life hard back there, and that makes the secondary's job a lot easier. And you see that secondary taking full advantage of that out there. Hooker with the interception. We've seen Diggs with his interceptions in the past as well. So if they can continue to scramble these offensive linemen, I think they'll have huge success with the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Yeah, like we mentioned it in the pregame show, Dan Quinn is interchanging the types of players that are playing on this defensive front. You have your speed rushers, you have your penetrators, you have your power ends, and then you have your guys that are just simply good, really good tacklers and your run stoppers. These guys are playing all over the place. You don't just have your run stoppers being on the inside. These guys are playing on the outside. You're bringing your D ends on the inside. You're bringing Micah Parsons or Armstrong in there, Fowler, Sam Williams. These guys are playing all over the place, and they're causing a lot of disadvantages for opposing offensive lines.
And there's been some lapses in the run defense a couple times this year, but this was by far their best game against the run. Just 38 yards on the ground for the Los Angeles Rams. They did not have any success running the football. Cam Akers, 13 carries, 33 yards. The only other guys to have a carry was Cooper Kupp for 4, and then Powell had 1 for 1. That was it. That was the rushing attack for the Rams. So check mark in that area for the Dallas Cowboys. And then on the other side, Cowboys ran the ball at will. We'll hear from Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard with more Cowboys OT.
Hall of Famer. You're going to get another Hall of Fame dude. Hearing it from his mouth, like, it carries weight because he sees exactly what I'm doing wrong. He's taking that same kick set over 10,000 times. He's like, regardless of who in front of you, like, kick, stay square and kick. Like, that's all he told me. It wasn't anything complex. It wasn't anything like, it wasn't a paragraph long. He was like, stay square and kick. Get to your spot. So that's kind of what I took from that. But it was invaluable.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Mike.
All you've heard is Aaron Donald for forever, and then you get to face him. Just can you walk us through that experience?
I mean, he's a great player. Like, I can't take it from him. It's one of the best, if not the greatest, defensive player to ever play. And like, it was an education for sure. Like, going against somebody like that. Obviously, he's a great competitor. I didn't do all the things I wanted to do, but I definitely learned from everything. And like, he's just a great player. I can't say it enough. He's a great player.
I know it just happened, but what do you hope to learn from that experience?
I mean, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of poise things that you can learn from. Like, you got to keep your poise in the NFL. Like, not every snap is gonna go your way. Sometimes you may fail once or twice, but you got to keep your poise throughout the game. You got to understand that that next snap is all that matters. You got to go to the sideline, get the necessary adjustments. I have a short-term memory, honestly. That's one thing I definitely honed in on today.
Do you feel like you showed some resilience though, especially as the game wore on?
I mean, definitely. I'm not surprised. I'm an O-lineman. I understand. I know who that is across from me. I understand what type of dude that is. And you just gotta be resilient. In that snap that you fail, you can't change the game anymore on that snap. You gotta look to that next snap, and you gotta hone in on the technique. You don't fall to the level of your training every time. That's something I feel like I had to do today for sure. It's just, okay.
One of the best 1-2 running back duos in the entire NFL struck again for 170 yards rushing. They were able to do it efficiently with Ezekiel Elliott running the ball 22 times in the win over the Los Angeles Rams, and then Tony Pollard breaking a 57-yard touchdown run. Only his second touchdown of the year on the ground, but it was his longest play from scrimmage. Let's hear from both guys after the win over the Rams.
Who's the underdog now?
Man, I'm not worried about any underdogs, man. I just know every week we're going to go out there and give it our best shot and do what we need to do to try to come out victorious.
How much pride do you take in the run game doing what it did today?
A lot of pride. I think you look at last week, and we committed to it. It wasn't very efficient. I think we ran it 30 times for 60 yards. So, I think it's a hell of a way for just his offense to respond this week and flip that around. And I think we had like 170 today on the ground, and we were able to control the game. And we just got to keep getting better.
Zeke, this wasn't going to be an easy game for you guys, but what does it mean to come in here 4 straight wins in the absence of Dak against the reigning Super Bowl champs?
I mean, we knew it was going to be a grind. Know they had a great team, but I mean, our defense came out. They set the tone. Well, the strip sack to start the game off, and then DA comes and blocks the punt. So we got off. We started out fast, and we were able to run the ball well and milk that clock. And I mean, with the way our defense is playing, we're not gonna have to score many points. I mean, we definitely gotta get better. We gotta get better on third down. We gotta start converting those third downs. We gotta find a way to get our defense some rest, because if they're out there rested up, you're not gonna score a lot of points on them. So we just gotta keep them fresh.
Is there something more satisfying, Zeke, about the way you guys are winning this game, showing so much physicality?
Yeah, I think it just shows. It shows just the attitude of this team, the culture of this team. We got a lot of gritty dudes. We got a lot of dudes with a lot to prove, and I mean, I think we're taking the right steps every week to where we're trying to go.
Does that feel like, not to get too far ahead of this, but you've been part of championship clubs. You need that physical element, don't you?
Yeah, we definitely need a physical element, and this team definitely has it. We lean on guys when we're on them, and I mean, it's tougher for a team to go through that for 4 quarters.
What does it say about your defense when you're able to get like guys like Dorrance to just start out right out the gate with a strip sack and a block punt? How much does that contribute to making it a better all-around game for you guys offensively when your defense sets up like that?
I mean, it really takes a lot of pressure off us. I mean, I think the most we got scored on is 19 points this year. So I mean, we go out there and put 20 points up on the board, we got a good chance to win that ball game. But I mean, we go against that defense every day, and they're a handful. So I feel bad for those opposing offenses.
Can you tell though during practice, in your time being here since 2016, that this is absolutely like the best defense that you've gone against in practice since you've been a Cowboy?
Yeah, easily. I mean, you just look at the depth overall. Like, I mean, you look at the safeties. You got three-headed monster. I think J.K. posted a picture of Cypress this week. I mean, you look at the DBs. We're just deep at every position. The D-line, they rotate in and out. And I wouldn't say, one is a lot better than the other. You know what I mean? They're all really good players. They're all hungry. They all play hard. So, I mean, we just got the right culture going, and we just got to, keep growing and keep getting better.
How tough was it this week? I know you were kind of feeling a little bit sick. Did it help? Did it hurt you at all fatigue-wise?
Kind of had me a little more fatigued than normal, a little quicker getting fatigued out there. But, we did a good job, all week, just working with me, making sure I was good, getting better, and had a good game out here.
Can you talk me through the big run, what you saw and how it played out?
I mean, O-line pretty much, they did their job. They opened up a big lane from me. I exploded through it, broke a couple arm tackles. I had receivers downfield blocking with me, and we made it in the end zone.
Did you feel it at the end? Did you think the guy was going to go for the football as opposed to trying to tackle you? Did you feel that too?
I felt somebody on my legs, but I was just praying that I made it to the end zone first.
What does this say for this offensive line? You got some young guys on the left, especially Tyler Smith. They're going against the defensive line led by Aaron Donald. To be able to tandem with you and Ezekiel Elliott, to be able to just grind and break the home run and grind. What does that mean for this Cowboys?
I mean, it just shows, the tenacity that those guys have up front. That's how they play day in, day out. Practice, game days, all of that. Just being physical, being a dominant force for us, and week in, week out, is paying off.
There was a high level of physicality in that game today. Is it more gratifying winning like that, kind of old-fashioned, like you get down in the dirt?
I say any way we can get a W is good with us. Yep.
I'll take that.
Two of the biggest campaigners for trying to run the football more and stick to the ground game through 4 full quarters are up here with me at the desk with Nate Newton and Isaiah Stanback, because both of you guys have said it plenty. Barry Church said it too. I'll give him credit where credit is due. But you really look at the way that they did this today. It wasn't easy running the football against the Rams defense, but it allowed for things to open up just a smidge. And that's when the Cowboys were able to take advantage, most notably with the 57-yard score for Tony Pollard. Isaiah, they finally did it. They stuck through the run, and it worked out, and it helped your defense out, too.
Yeah, it helps your defense out. And you just heard Zeke talking about how when you run the ball consistently, right, and you stay diligent with it, it helps those guys out because time runs off the clock. The last thing you want is a highly effective defense that's going out there and making high precision plays and out there taking the ball away and all those other things, and then they have to turn right back around and do it again 2 or 3 minutes later. That's the last thing that you want for them. That is not a cohesive relationship that works, in coherent together. You want those guys to be off the field, chill. Let them cheer you on. Let them talk about you getting first downs and then go out there and make some plays.
Terrence Steele, Zach Martin, Tyler Biotish, Connor McGovern, and young Tyler Smith. They had a great day today. They battled a good defensive line. They played hard. They ran up the middle. They ran to the outside. They did whatever it took to block for Zeke and for this guy, Tony Pollard. So they did some special things today.
And they really did all that they could to block for Cooper Rush as well. He ended up with just 102 yards, but he took care of the football. We'll hear from him and plenty more to come when we come back with more Cowboys OT. Just 2 quarterbacks in the NFL have thrown for less than 102 yards in a win since 2019. Zach Wilson and now Cooper Rush, who did it today, just 102 through the air. But he took care of the football, and he got the job done for the Cowboys in a 22-10 win over the Rams. Here's what he had to say after the game.
How nice was it to be able to play with the lead against this pass rush and Aaron Donald specifically?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job all day. We had a good plan. We executed it. Handling him, obviously he's a guy you gotta circle, and he's a game wrecker. We did a good job. You don't want to get in too many passing situations all day long because then he pins his ears back and it's tough on us. But we ran the rock well, and our defense got us a score, got us a short field. Just another truly team win.
Taking more this is the third straight game, I think, where once you've gone down in the game, the offense responded with a touchdown drive and kind of take momentum right back. Can you just talk about that drive today and just your ability to do that during this winning streak?
Yeah, I think we got going a little bit with CD's catch over the middle there, kind of got us some juice, and then, I think it was only 3-play series. TP the next play hits that thing and does what he does. Incredible run. I can't wait to watch the film on that one. I'm trying to watch the screen, seeing all the broken tackles and stuff. But yeah, heck of a play.
Cooper Jerry said that you had told him you wanted some jewelry. Does that sound right? Are we related to that? Correct.
I don't know. Confused on that one.
Can you talk about Mike told us about your guest speaker on Saturday night. What was that like for you guys? What was the message?
Yeah, that was awesome. Obviously, he's a legend. We saw a little clip of the movie he has coming out, and that was a good surprise. We didn't know that was happening. And his message, he's from Dallas, obviously, so he's a big fan, and having him support us, and he's just enjoy the moment. You're here for a reason. You have purpose. This is your purpose. That's kind of his theme, and go make the most of it.
So a great message there from Cooper Rush to round things out. You can hear his entire press conference on DallasCowboys.com. But the win today against the Rams sets up some storylines in Week 6 of the NFL season. The Cowboys are going to travel to Philadelphia. We're going to preview that matchup and what the week will have in store next.
What's there?
Yeah, it's just the job. It's easy right now with us playing defense the way we are and running the ball, and makes QB a lot easier. And then just trusting in, you've ran this offense for years. You've watched Dak run it. You run it in preseason camp and stuff for years, so you know how it works. You know what it takes. So you just kind of stick to the plan, and it's working out.
Philadelphia next week, they're the last undefeated team. How quickly do you turn your attention to what's ahead?
Right away. Big time division game. Division games are what it's about, right? Versus a rival like that, they're playing great, so it's gonna be a very fun one, very exciting one.
So plane ride, you'll enjoy it, or get home, start Philly, Monday Philly?
Monday Philly, yeah.
So you give you the plane.
Yeah, we got the plane ride.
Any idea what your week's gonna look like and what Dak's week is gonna look like this week? I mean, do you know who's gonna play, who's gonna throw, or what's your answer?
I have no idea, so I think it's kind of business as usual how it's been. So I haven't heard any updates. I don't think we have any updates. So just a usual week. You go in every week, think you're gonna play.
The Cowboys OT was brought to you by Sleep Number. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
22-10, the final score as the Dallas Cowboys take down the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium here in Week 5 of the NFL season. And I know it's been said plenty before, but who would have guessed following that season-opening loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that the Cowboys would rattle off 4 straight, including 2 wins against the 2 teams that were at SoFi Stadium in the Super Bowl last season. Wrapping things up here on Cowboys OT, Barry Church, Nate Newton, Isaiah Stanback. There are storylines galore heading into Week 6 in a matchup on Sunday Night Football with the Philadelphia Eagles. They have won. They're undefeated, 5-0 on the season. Cowboys at 4-1. So the winner of this game, first place in the NFC East. What are you most looking forward to? Because there's a ton of different ways you could go with it.
Oh, there's matchup galore for this matchup against Philadelphia. But to me, I'm interested in seeing what are we going to do with that 2-headed monster at receiver. You got A.J. Brown on one side. You got Devontae Smith on the other side. Both of these guys are extremely dangerous when you talk about intermediate routes, deep routes. And we all know Hurts got the arm strength to get it out there. So I'm interested to see what Dan Quinn's going to cook up against those 2 guys.
You know what? It's about Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, and Jordan Davis in the middle. These 3 guys are monsters on that defense. They're going to try to stop this run, and we can't have that.
It's a lot, man. You guys you think about the trenches. You know, he just brought up the big boys in the middle in terms of a challenge for our offensive line, and then defensively, you know, can they keep up with Hurts? You know, I don't know if you can provide the same amount of pressure that you've been providing against these other teams, and if you do, Hurts has enough speed to be able to make you pay for it. So a lot of things to be concerned about this week.
And there is a chance that Dak Prescott is back and healthy this week. He is questionable going into it. He's been active off of the IR list anyways. He hasn't been active for a game just yet, but he's coming back from that thumb surgery, that thumb injury that he sustained in week 1. If he's back and ready, do you play him this week with the 4-game win streak, or do you let him rest one more time?
If it's up to me, if I'm one of the doctors out there, I'm letting them rest. I'm letting them rest one more week. I think they can get it done without Dak Prescott, but we'll see.
If his hand is healed and he 100%, that's rock and roll, man. It's first for the East, bro. It's first for the East.
I agree with you, Day-Dog. If he's 100%, let him play. But if he's anywhere 70, 80, chill out, man. You get a chance to play Philly again this year.
Oh, Philadelphia on the road, Sunday night football. It's not the cold of December just yet, but it'll maybe be a little brisk up there. It's October now, heading into November. I mean, this is a fun part of the year, and it's crucial for the Cowboys to keep this momentum going. They get the win today, 4 straight now, as they take down the Los Angeles Rams 22-10 at SoFi Stadium. We'll be with you all week long here on DallasCowboys.com. Hope you enjoyed it here on Cowboys OT. For Barry Church, Nate Newton, Isaiah Stanback, and our entire Dallas Cowboys crew, I'm Kyle Yeoman saying so long. We'll see you next time.